Yes. Hi everyone. So today we are going to discuss the CBSE paper, especially the one which is applied mathematics, right? So let us go through all the questions. We are going to discuss the answer keys and the solutions as well in depth for all the sections. Section B, C, D, E. For all those sections, we are going to discuss the step-by-step solutions as well. So starting off with the objective questions, this is question number one. The real number x for which this inequality holds true is. So first of all, let us solve the equation as 4x plus 6 minus 10 is less than 6x minus 12. So let's solve this further. So this is going to be 4x minus 4 less than 6x minus 12. Now let us subtract 4x from both sides. So this will give us minus 4x is less than 6x minus 4x minus 12. And this is minus 4 is less than 2x minus 12. Now add 12 to both sides. So this is going to be minus 4 plus 12 is less than 2x. And this is going to be 8 is less than 2x. So this will give you that 4. So basically, x is greater than 4, which is option number C. So let's move on to the next question. This is question number 2. It says that the number of all possible matrices of the order 3 cross 2 is. Now they are giving us the possibility that the entry can be 1 or 2. So in this case, we simply consider the power of 2 as 3 cross 2. So this will give you 2 to the power 6, which is going to be option number D. Now, moving on to question number 3, it says that if AB is equal to A and BA is equal to B, then what is the value of this expression? So let us write down or consider what is given to us, that AB is equal to A and BA is equal to B. Now post multiply B both sides. So this is going to be AB, B. So this is equal to AB. And here also BAB, which is equal to, now consider that AB is equal to A. So this will give us the expression that AB square is equal to how much? AB is A. And similarly here, AB is again considering the same fact that it is going to be A, or you can also consider BA is equal to B. So this is going to be BA is equal to, eventually the final expression is going to be B square. So it means that B square is equal to identity when you are going to solve this expression a bit. So substituting the values of B square and B. So what are you going to get is that B square plus B is equal to I plus I, which is equal to 2 times of I. So now I'm just writing the basic steps which were required to solve this question. And the answer for this question is going to be option number C. Now, coming on to question number 4, it says that what is the value of the determinant? So what you are going to do is apply properties if possible. So what I'm going to apply here is, I'm going to apply the column operations. So C2 is, now if you will see, column 2 is sort of twice of my column 1. So we are going to apply C2 minus twice of C1, and C3 is going to be C3 minus. Now, column 3 is sort of 3 times. So this is going to be 3 times of C1. So apply both of these properties and see what are you going to get is, the first column is not going to be changed. So I'll just keep it down as 1, 4, 7. The second one is going to be 2 minus 1. 5 minus 8 is minus 3, and then minus 6. 3 minus of 3 is 0. Then 6 minus of 12 is minus 6, and so on, minus 12. So after solving this, if you are going to now calculate the determinant along the row 1, what is it going to be? 36 minus of 36, which is going to be 0. So option number D is right for question number 4. Now moving on to question number 5, we have to find the general solution for this differential equation. So let's calculate it. Y log y dx. I'm taking x dy over to the other side and apply variable separable. So this is going to be dx by x is equal to dy by y log y. Now let log y is equal to t, and in turn you will get 1 by y dy is equal to dt. So integrate both sides. So this is going to be log x, this is equal to 1 by t. Now 1 by y dy is eventually dt, or I can say log of t. plus log of C, because all the terms are in terms of log, so I'll assume the constant to be log of C. So it means which option is correct then? So combine both the logs by applying the property of log A plus log B, जो कि क्या होता है log of AB. So it means it is log of T and C, equate both the expressions. So T is log of Y into capital C. Now if you will see, how can I write log of Y as x divided by C? अब ये 1/c को मैं एक और कांस्टेंट एज्यूम करती हूँ, फॉर इंस्टेंस, and apply exponential both sides. Take all the expression as the power of exponential, so you will get y is equal to e to the power any constant c into that x. So it means option B has to be right for this question. So now let us move on to the next one. Question number 6. So question number 6 is basically having an definite integral जिसमें मुझे value of k बताना है. So you can say that the integral is going to be log of 2x plus 1, and because we have a coefficient of x, उसको हम 2 नीचे रख लेंगे, and this is going to be from 0 to 40, right? So now if you are going to solve this, you will get log of 81 divided by 2 minus of log of 1 divided by 2. So if you will simplify this expression, what you are going to get is you have to write 81 as the power of something, right? फिर आप बताओगे कि इसका आंसर क्या हो सकता है. So you can write your answers in the chat that what is going to be the answer for this question. So it means you can apply the property of log a to the power m here, where I can take m downwards and it is going to be log of a. And if your answer is 9, it is correct. क्योंकि मुझे बस k की वैल्यू बतानी है, so it is going to be option number B, which is 9. Also, ये जो part है ये portion तो 0 ही हो जाएगा because log 1 is 0. Now let us move on to question number 7. Question number 7 says we have to calculate the double derivative, second derivative. So first of all, let's calculate dx by dt, which is going to be 2t, and let's calculate dy by dt, which is equal to 3t square. So now calculate dy by dx, which is 3t square divided by 2t. So this is going to be 3 by 2t. And if you're going to again differentiate this, you will get the answer as option number A. Now let's see. Yes, 3 by 2t. So if you will again differentiate this, okay, so you will have to do it with respect to x. So that is going to be 3 by 2 dt by dx. Now see, what is the value of dx by dt? So I'm going to consider the reciprocal of this. So it is going to be 3 by 4t, and which is the option? Option number B is the correct one. So let us move on to question number 8. Question number 8 says the rate of change of the area with respect to R. Okay, so we have to find that. So dA by with respect to R. What is this value? So first of all, let's consider area, which is pi R square. So calculating dA by dr, right? But the value is given out to be in centimeter square per second. So what is it going to be? Pi into 2R dr by dt. So what you need to do is basically consider the value here as dt, right? So is it given to us that what is the radius, the change in radius with respect to time? Yes or no? You can comment in the chat and let me know. So it means because A is equal to pi r square, and if you are considering the rate of change with respect to the radius itself, you are going to get it directly to, yes, so it is going to be 2 pi r. And what is the radius? Radius is going to be 6. So you have to substitute the same here. So it is going to be 12 pi. So option B is right. So this is the 8th one. So let's move on to question number 9. Question number 9 is let x be a discrete random variable. The variance is equal to how much? Now what is the formula for that? This is a straight formula based question. So it is going to be option number B. Moving on to question number 10. If B is the mean of a Poisson distribution, then the variance is given by option number C. So I'm directly discussing the answer keys here. And coming to question number 11. The total area under a standard normal curve is always 1, right? So whenever we apply integration, we say that the total area under the curve is always 1. So इसका answer हो जाएगा 1. Question number 12 is, for the purpose of t-test of significance, if the size is given out to be 34, so n की value is 34, and we know this formula to calculate the degree of freedom, you simply subtract 1 from it. So you will get 33 as the answer, which is option number B. Now, question number 13 is, the range of variable t of the t distribution is basically minus infinity to infinity. So option D is going to be correct for this one. Question number 14 is the present value of the perpetuity at the end. So it is going to be R by I. So it means काफी questions straightforward जो है formula based रहा है. So you can say the paper is basically easy to moderate. It is going to be a bit calculative, but difficult नहीं था. So now the next question is question number 15. Using flat rate method, the EMI to a loan of 20,000. Now the given time period is 1 by 2. So you can convert this into proper fractions and the rate of interest is 8%. So if you are going to apply the formula of EMI, first of all, we calculate simple interest, which is PRT by 100. So आपको value 4,000 मिलना चाहिए. And then adding it to the actual loan that the person has taken. So 20,000 plus 4,000 is 24,000. And it's very important कि EMI के questions में आपको year को months में convert करना है, right? So 2.5 years is nothing but 30 months. Dividing the two, you will get 800 as the answer, which is option number B. Now coming to question number 16. Question number 16 says, this question is based on CAGR. So it is basically ending value divided by starting value to the power 1 by 4 minus of 1, right? So finally, we multiply this with 100. अब ऐसे दो ऑप्शन है जिसमें डिवाइडेड बाय 100 है तो उसको हम कैंसिल करेंगे. एक में पॉजिटिव साइन है which is wrong. So straight out without any calculation, you can say option C is right. Now moving on to the next question, which is question number 17. It says that a machine costs 45,000 with an estimated value of useful life of 5 years and the scrap value is 10,000. What is the depreciation? Annual depreciation is given by C minus S by L. What is the cost? 45,000 minus 10,000 divided by 5. So this is going to be 35,000 divided by 5, which is going to be 7,000. So option number B is right for this question. So moving on to question number 18, it says that the maximum value of the function, if we have this particular linear equation. So we are given linear inequality. So you will have to draw a rough diagram. So the first inequality is y is equal to 2. So you will have to draw it somewhat over here. यहाँ पे y is equal to 2 consider करेंगे, x is equal to 3. Assume this to be x is equal to 3. And these two conditions basically mean that we are having non-negative conditions, right? So these are the two lines. Now if you will draw the coordinates, corner points क्या है 0, 2. So this is going to be 3, 2 and this is going to be 3, 0. Now what you need to do is, if you want to find the maximum value, आपको ये points को ही इसी function में substitute करना है. Which function? The objective function. So I'll write it down here. So z is basically equal to 7x plus 5y. So this is going to be 10, 21 plus 10, which is 31, and this is 21. So maximum among these is going to be 31 at the point 3, 2. So what is the final answer? Option number C. Coming to question number 19. This is an assertion reasoning based question. And इसमें assertion correct है, reason भी correct है, and R is the reason for A. So option number A is correct for this. And coming to question number 20. In this case, both the assertion and reasoning is correct, but R is not the reason for A. So option B is going to be right for this, which is B. Now coming to the next section, question number 21. Read this question carefully and then we will discuss the solution. So in this question, a man in a boat goes 12 kilometers downstream and comes back to the starting point, and the total time taken is 3 hours. If the speed of the stream is given to you, so assume that the speed of the boat is y. Okay, so I'm assuming the variable y. If you are assumed anything else, that is totally fine. And that of the stream or river is given out to be 3, right? So it means the total time taken is given to you. So it means the equation is going to be x plus y in the denominator because I'm considering the downstream speed. And total time means I'm going to add 12 divided by x minus y. And this total time is going to be equal to 3. Now let's substitute the value of x. So this is the value. So I hope so. This is the equation that you might have got while solving the question, right? Take LCM, you will get a quadratic equation. The quadratic equation is going to be, I'll write it directly. So it's going to be y square minus 8y minus of 9 is equal to 0. And if you are going to find the value of y, assuming the fact that you are only considering positive value, it is going to be 9. So 9 is the final answer for this question. You might have been getting -1, but we will avoid that because -1 speed नहीं consider कर सकते इस case में. So this is question number 21. Let's move on to question number 22. In question number 22, we have a differential equation based question and an integration based question. Read the question carefully and then we will solve it together. So starting off with part A, so I hope so because this is an optional based question. आपने एक ही question attempt किया होगा, दोनों किया है तो सिर्फ first वाला consider होगा. So in this case, let's apply variable separable. So dy by 2 minus y is equal to dx divided by x plus 1. Integrate both sides. So this is going to be log of 2 minus y divided by -1 because coefficient of y is -1. And this is equal to log of x plus 1 plus log of c, right? So now let us consider or apply the property of log, जिसमें we basically combine these two values. So c into x plus 1 and then you can take this log over to the other side. So ये proper जो value हो जाएगी log a plus log b is equal to log ab. So ये सारा हमारे पास product में आ जाएगा and this is going to be equal to 0. Take exponential both sides. So ये जो log है ये cancel हो जाएगा. So this is going to be 2 minus y x plus 1. E to the power 0 is 1. So this is sort of the equation that you should be getting as the final one. And the next part is if integral a to b x to the power 3 dx is equal to 0 and the other expression is also given to you. So what is the value of a and b? So let's consider the first one. So इसमें क्या आ जाएगा integral x to the power 4 by 4. So this is going to be a say b. This is equal to 0. So what we can say is b to the power 4 by 4 minus a to the power 4 by 4. So let us write this down as 4 by 4 and this is equal to 0. So it means b to the power 4 is equal to a to the power 4 because 4 तो cancel हो रहा है इस case में. So basically it means that b is equal to plus minus of a. So the short answer is going to be b is equal to plus minus of a for this particular question. So this is the relationship that we have just written from this part. And yeah, so this is just the idea कि हम कैसे approach कर सकते हैं part B को. So this completes question number 22. So moving on to the next part, question number 23. 23 says that for a Poisson distribution, if mean is equal to 1. So basically जो lambda होता है formula में it is given out to be 1. So what is the value of r is equal to 1? So as you can see, we are simply applying the formula. So substituting 1 in the formula, you will get 1 by e, which I can say e to the power -1 is going to be the answer. Now moving on to part B, it says that we need to find the mean and the standard deviation. अब हमें standard representation given है binomial distribution का. So n is basically 4 and p is basically equal to 1 by 3. You can calculate q. So 1 minus 1 by 3, which is 2 by 3. अब मुझे मीन कैसे मिलेगा? मीन is np, which is basically 4 into 1 by 3, which is 4 by 3. And standard deviation is basically under root of npq. So this is equal to n की value 4 है, p की value 1 by 3 है, and q की value 2 by 3 है. So you can solve this down. Under root 8 divided by 9 is the answer. You can simplify this further. आप 8 को लिख सकते हो 2 under root 2 and 9 को तो हम बाहर निकाल ही सकते हैं. So this is the part B of question number 23. Now let's move on to question number 24. Now this is based on 3 yearly moving averages का calculation. So read this question carefully. So in this case, you will simply consider the data inside में जो variables given है and consider the set of three. You will have to add 3 plus 5 plus 7 and divided by 3. तो इसका 5 आ जाएगा. Then the next set of three, add all of them, which is 22 approximately. So इसको divided by 3 करेंगे, so it is going to be 7.33. In the next set of three, it should come out to be 9.67 and ऐसे ही हम आगे भी consider करेंगे, which is going to be 12. And this is going to be 13.67. And जो 14, 15 and 16 का 3 yearly moving average होगा, it should come out to be 50. So this is the rough calculation कि हम कैसे करें इस question को, and that's it. This completes the question, and this is a 2 marker. So let's move on to the next question, which is question number 25. Now read this question carefully and we will attempt it, which is based on the concept of EMI. So in this one, this person takes a loan of 2 lakhs at the given interest rate of 15% per annum compounded monthly. So it means आपको इनकी value 12 consider करनी पड़ेगी, right? And considering the fact कि 4 साल है, so you will have to multiply 4 with 12, which is going to be 48. So EMI using reducing balance method. So this is going to be 2 lakh into this particular value, which is approximately, अब R की value हम निकालेंगे, which is 15% divided by 12, and you will also have to get rid of that percentage sign, so हम divide करेंगे 100 से, so this should be approximately 0.0125, and then multiplying the particular value जो हमें given already, which is 0.55. So I'll write it down directly here, 0.55, and this divides with 0.55 minus 1. So basically इन दोनों को हम values को substitute करेंगे. So overall, so this is going to be 0.45 and approximately 5555.55, but approximately आप 5556 भी लिख सकते हो. So both of them are correct. And this completes the question number 25. Now let's move on to question number 26. Now this is basically an easy one, जिसमें हमें simple बताया गया है कि what is the addition modulo to the positive integers 17 plus 13. इसका मुझे अप्लाई करना है mod of 30, right? So what is 17 plus 30? 30 and 30 का remainder 0 हो जाएगा. So this is going to be 0. Then the next one is find the subtraction modulo 8 of 11 and 3. So 11 minus 3. So again इसमें भी क्या होगा? 8 modulo 8 हो जाएगा. So it is going to be 0. So the answer for both part 1 and part P is going to be 0. Now let's see the next part. The next part says that 3 pipes A, B, C can fill together a tank in 8 hours. After working it together for 2 hours, B is closed. A and C fill the remaining part in 9 hours. Then determine the time in which B can fill it alone. So सबसे पहले we are going to calculate the basic one कि what if जब सारे एक साथ चल रहे होंगे, how much can they fill in 8 hours? So it is coming out to be 1 by 8, and considering the fact that all of them were working together for 2 hours, it is going to be 2 into 1 by 8, which is 1 by 4. Now, अब कितना काम बचा है? So it is going to be 1 minus 1 by 4, which is equal to 3 by 4. And now, the remaining work is to be done by A and C. So it should come out to be 1 by 12. Now, what about the rate of B? So I'm going to make use of the two equations, that A plus B plus C and A plus C. इन दोनों को subtract करके I can say that it is going to be 1 by 24, and considering the reciprocal of it, it is going to be 24 hours. So this is the answer for question. Now in this question, you will have to make use of Cramer's rule, जहाँ पे हमें linear equations given है, and we need to show that the solution is consistent, and we need to solve this particular equation. So let's consider the ax is equal to b form, and what is the value of a? A is basically equal to 2, minus 3, 5, 3, 2, and minus 4, 1, 1, minus 2, right? So सबसे पहले let's calculate determinant of a. How much is it equal to? So I'm expanding it along the row 1. So calculate it from your side and see how much are you getting. So this is going to be minus 4 plus of 3. Then we have minus 6 plus of 4 plus of 5. So this is going to be 3 minus 2. So this is 3 into minus 2, which is minus 6. So minus 6 plus of 5 into 1, which is going to be minus 1. So this means that the determinant is non-zero, right? So क्योंकि नॉन जीरो है, so this means that my solution is unique, or we will also say that it is consistent. So let's move on to the next part where we are going to calculate d of x. So I'm going to replace the first column with 11 minus of 5 minus of 3, and rest of the portions are going to remain the same. Now calculate the determinant of dx, and let's see how much are we getting. So after calculating this value should come out to be -1. So it means x की value हो जाएगी determinant of dx by determinant of the above ones, which is going to be giving us the value of x. Now let's calculate the value of dy. अब dy की value देखते हैं. So I'm going to replace the second column with the B matrix. So it is going to be 2, 3, 1. And what is B? 11 minus 5 and minus 3. So 11 minus 5 and minus 3. And the last column is 5 minus 4 and minus 2. So let's calculate the value of dy, and again we will come back. So this gives us the determinant as -2, and the moment you are going to divide this with the determinant of the original matrix, y की value 2 आ जाएगी. Now let's calculate the dz matrix, जहाँ पे we have to replace the third column of A with the B matrix. So 2, 3, 1, I'm going to again write all the values, -3, 2, and 1, and replacing the third one with the B matrix. So again calculate the determinant of dz, and then we will comment on the value of z. So this is coming out to be -3, so it means z की value 3 हो जाएगी, and this completes the question. So this is question number 27. So let's move on to question number 28. Now in this question, we have to find the intervals in which the function is increasing or decreasing. So this is option A. You can attempt option B, but focusing on option A as of now. So this is equal to x to the power 4 minus 2x square, calculating the first derivative, minus of 4x equated to 0. So taking 4 and x common, so this is going to be x square minus 1 equal to 0. So here x can be 0 or +1 or -1, right? So let's make a real number line. So here we have 0, 1, and -1. So alternatively start from positive side. So it is going to be plus, minus, plus, right? So it is going to be plus, minus, minus. So these are the intervals जहाँ पे function मेरा increase करेगा. So you will say my function is increasing in the interval -1 से 0 union 1 to infinity. And it is decreasing in the interval -infinity से -1 and 0 से 1. So this is the interval. So now let's discuss it here itself. What is option number B? So here we are given a rational function, right? So let's consider the derivative of the denominator. So if I'm considering 18 minus 4x minus x square, I'm calculating the derivative of this function. So -4 minus 2x. Now if I'm going to take negative common, so it is going to be 2x plus 4. Now, how can I make or bring this expression in the numerator? Because numerator में तो 2x plus 1 है. So it means what you're going to do is consider negative signs, multiply or divide with negative signs, and then you are going to manipulate this expression, or maybe you can simply write this down as, सबसे पहले हम expand करके देखते हैं. So let's write this down as 2x plus 4 minus 3, right? So this is 18 minus 4x minus x square dx. Now I'm going to split the two of them. So एक integral में मुझे मिल गया है 2x plus 4, and this is 18 minus 4x minus x square dx, right? And the other one is going to be minus of 3 and the same expression in the denominator, right? Now ये first integral तो आप substitution method से solve कर लोगे, but what about the other one, right? In the other case, you will have to apply completing the square method. उसके हिसाब से आप कर सकते हो. So I'll write the direct answer here. Your direct answer should be minus of log. So this is equal to minus of log, the same expression because of substitution laga rahe ho. Then minus of 3, 2 under root 22 log of under root 22 plus x plus 2 and divided by under root 22 minus x minus 2 plus the constant of integration. So this should be the final conclusion in this question कि final जो answer है वो इस तरह का होना चाहिए, right? So this completes question number 28 and let's move on to question number 29. So in this question, this is based on t-test. A soap manufacturing company was distributing a particular brand of soap. So let's come to the main point. The mean sales is given out to be 140, the sample of 26 shops, and the mean sale was found to be 147 with a standard deviation of 16. So can we consider the advertisement campaign effective or not? So in this question, what are we given? The population mean is 140, sample mean is 147, standard deviation is 16, sample size is 26, and the value of t as per the question is given out to be 2.06. Now, if I'll just solve all the calculation making use of the t-test ka formula, you will get an approximate value of t as 2.23. And because this value is greater than the given value of t, which is 2.06, we will reject the null hypothesis, right? So this completes the question and that's it because we only had to comment on the last statement यहाँ पे कि can be considered, so we will reject the null hypothesis. Now let's move on to question number 30. In question number 30, this is based on bonds. So in this case, we are given the face value as 10,000. The coupon rate is 8.5 and the yield rate is 8%. Now N is basically 10 years and we are given the value as well. So we are simply going to make use of the formula, but substitute करना है. But this question is lengthy in terms of calculation, right? इसमें decimal accuracy important है. So at max अगर आप 2 to 3 digit accuracy के साथ answer बता रहे हो, so that's more than enough. So it means this was the calculation behind it. So I've attached the calculation here where you have calculated all the values and eventually p की value is because the first expression plus the second expression. So adding all of them approximately इतना value आना चाहिए. 10,335.5 should be the purchase price, right? And like I said, यहाँ पे calculative था थोड़ा, so ये question थोड़ा सा tough है, and decimal accuracy played an important role in this question. कभी कभी अगर इस वैल्यू के आसपास भी अगर आपका आंसर आ रहा है, that is correct. If your calculation is making sense, you will get full marks in this particular question, right? So let's move on to the next one, which is question number 31. In this question, we have to solve the LPP problem graphically, and then we will have to tell what is the maximum value. So in this question, you will have to plot and show the graph की straight lines कैसे लग रहे हैं, what is the common region, what are the corner points, and then you are going to comment on the maximum part. So upon plotting all the inequalities, this is what you should be getting, right? अब मैं focus करूंगी corner points पे सिर्फ. So it is going to be 0, 600. Then you have 800, 600. Then you have 1000, 500 and 1500, 0. Origin भी है, but because we have to consider the maximum value, तो वो मैं consider अभी नहीं कर रही हूँ. So what you need to do is we have to maximize what is the function? It is 3x plus 5y. Now substitute all of these values. For first one, it is 3000, 5400. ऐसे आपको values लिखने हैं. So let's write down all the values. This is going to be 3000. This one is 4500. Then 3000 plus 2500 and so on. Now in this case, if you will observe, you will get the maximum at this point, which is basically 5500, right? उससे ऊपर वाली वैल्यू तो 5400 है, but the focus here is on this particular value जहाँ पे मुझे maximum value मिल रही है for my objective function and at the point 1000, 500. So it means we have to solve this particular problem graphically. So my answer is कि objective value की maximum value जो है, it is going to be 5500 at this particular point, and this completes the question. So moving on to question number 32. In this question, you will have to solve the given inequality and then we will comment on the value of x. So in this question, as you can see, in the denominator only constant values are there, 12, 3 and 4. So सबसे easy तरीका है कि I can multiply the whole inequality with the LCM of all the three numbers. तो इसमें LCM क्या हो जाएगा 12. So if you are going to multiply with 12, इससे क्या होगा? We are going to get rid of the denominator. So let's do the same and write them down. So यहाँ पे 3 है, so 3 into 4. So मुझे 4 से न्यूमरेटर में मल्टीप्लाई करना होगा. And this is 12. लेस देन अब 3 से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे एंड दिस इज गोइंग टू बी 12 अगेन. अब आई कैन गेट रिड ऑफ दैट 12 थ्रू आउट इन द डिनोमिनेटर. अब इक्वेशन क्या हो जाएगी? 24x माइनस 12 minus of 4x plus 44 is less than 9x plus of 3. Now we will have to solve this equation. And after solving this equation, you should be getting the value of x as greater than 40 by 11. So let's check that कि यही आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है. So so this is going to be plus of 32 less than 99x plus of 3, and subtracting the values you are getting. So let's calculate for x and then we will conclude the answer. So rewriting the equation, we get 2x minus 1 minus of 4x, and this is plus of 44, and this is less than 9x plus 3. So in this question, x has to come greater than 40 by 11. So this is the answer when you will simplify the whole equation, and that's it. इसमें हमने solve कर दिया. So you can also write this down as an interval, जिसमें आप ये लिख सकते हो कि open bracket 40 by 11 till infinity. So this is going to be the interval for this particular inequation. So let's move on to question number 33. Now we have to find the consumer surplus. अब ये question जो था exactly same question was in the CBSE guidelines का PDF, which was present in the chapter application of integration. So इसमें क्या करा है कि सबसे पहले हमने तो equilibrium point निकाल दिया है. By equating PO with the given equation, you will get x as equal to 2 and you are going to ignore x as minus 3. And then after making use of the equation and the formula for consumer surplus, your final answer should be equal to 22 by 3. Now let's move on to the next one. So this next question is part B. इसमें हमें बताना है कि solve the initial value differential equation. So you will apply variable separable here. So as per the question, you will get dy by y, and this is equal to 2x divided by x minus 1, right? अब इस क्वेश्चन में आपको सॉल्व करना है, सिंप्लीफाई करना है टू गेट द आंसर, राइट? सो अप्लाई integral both sides. So this is going to be log of y and this is equal to, so let's first of all take this 2 outside. So this is going to be x divided by x minus 1 dx. Now what you can do is add 1, subtract 1. So this is going to be, let's split the integral also. तो यहाँ पे मैं एक साथ combine कर सकती हूँ x minus 1 and x minus 1 कर दिया. So this is going to be plus of 1 divided by x minus 1. So this is log of y is equal to 2 times. Now this is 1 of dx. So it means ये x हो जाएगा and this is going to be plus of log x minus 1 plus the constant of integration. Now you will have to simplify this expression a bit. So ये आ जाएगा 2x plus 2 of log x minus 1 plus the constant of integration, right? Now you can consider this 2 as the power of x minus 1 just for simplification. तो ये आ जाएगा x minus 1 whole square plus of c. Now let us just check कि what is the initial condition given to us कि if x की value 2 है, y की value 1 हो जाएगी, right? So y की value 1 है, so log 1 is 0. So it means you are having 2 into 2 plus ये भी क्या हो जाएगा 1 minus 2 minus 1 is 1. So log 1 is going to be 0. So ये सीधा 0 c आ जाएगा and c की value minus 4 हो जाएगी. So it means you can substitute this back into the equation. And this is the basic solution. आप इसको और simplify कर सकते हो. You could have applied the property of log A minus log B. It's up to you. But if these steps are correct, you will get full marks in this particular question. So let's move on to the next one, which is question number 34. In question number 34, the first one is two cards are drawn at random one by one. With replacement, find the probability distribution of the number of aces. तो कितने cases हो सकते हैं? Case one is कि मुझे 0 aces मिले. Case two is या तो एक मिला है. Case three is या तो मुझे दो मिले. So accordingly, you are going to create a probability distribution table and then further we will calculate the mean and the variance. So in this case, क्या हमारे पास values हैं? We have four aces out of the total 52. तो P की value 1 by 13 हो जाएगी. And because there are two cases in this situation, या तो तुम्हें ace मिलेगा या नहीं मिलेगा. So it means this question is based on binomial distribution. So it means P की value is 1 by 13 and Q की value is 1 minus 1 by 13, which is 12 by 13. Now, according to the cases I have defined कि अगर मुझे कोई ace नहीं मिला, so it means it is simply the case of failure, which is Q square, right? So Q square, it will give you 144 by 169. What if मुझे एक मिला? अब वो कैसे हो सकता है? या तो फर्स्ट चांस में आपको नहीं मिला बट सेकेंड चांस में मिल गया, या फर्स्ट चांस में मिल गया एस एंड सेकंड चांस में नहीं मिला. सो कंसिडरिंग बोथ ऑफ देम आपके पास 2 PQ आ जाए, राइट? सो द फाइनल वैल्यू इज गोइंग टू बी 24 डिवाइडेड बाय 169. एंड व्हाट इफ द लास्ट केस जो मैंने बोला कि दोनों बारी में मिल गए, सो इट इज गोइंग टू बी P स्क्वायर द केस ऑफ सक्सेस which is equal to 1 by 169. So making the table out of this information, ये table बन गया. And now coming to the mean part, n is what? N is 2, P is 1 by 13. So this is the value. And variance हो जाएगा NPQ. So N is 2, P की value पता है, Q की value पता है. So you are going to simply substitute. And this is the answer for the question. So moving on to the next part, the next question is, it is given that 2% of the screws manufactured by a company are defective. We need to make use of Poisson distribution. And what is the probability that in a packet of 100 screws, अब इनकी वैल्यू 100 है, अगर नो डिफेक्टिव है तो किसकी वैल्यू 0 हो जाएगी? एक्स की वैल्यू, जो स्मॉल एक्स की वैल्यू है. तो सबसे पहले तो हमने मीन निकाल लिया, विच इज इक्वल टू एनपी. सो 100 screws into 0.02, it is going to be 2. And eventually you will find the next step as x is equal to 0. So इसकी वैल्यू आ जाएगी e to the power minus 2. अब हम यही छोड़ देंगे आंसर को, बिकॉज यू आर नॉट गिवन द वैल्यू ऑफ e to the power minus 2 in the question. अगर वैल्यू गिवन होता, you could have made use of it. Now the next one is, अगर one defective screw है, so x की value 1 हो जाएगी, and accordingly you will substitute, and 2 e to the power minus 2 should be the answer. So coming down to question number 35, we have Mr. Arya wants to know the amount he should pay for a gold mine expected to yield an annual return of 4 lakh for the next 10 years. And it is given to us, he wants to yield 18% annual return on his investment. So इस केस में we have to make use of the formula of sinking fund. So let's do it. यहाँ पे हमें क्या गिवन है? परचेज प्राइस हम P ले रहे हैं, एनुअल इनकम 4 lakhs. बट हम क्योंकि रिक्वायर्ड रिटर्न हम क्या कह रहे हैं? 18%. So it means it is going to be 18% of the purchase price, right? So it means just simply making use of the sinking fund का formula, you will get this relation that A is equal to 0.0627P. And now the total requirement is considering that required return. So दोनों को add करके you will get the value as 0.2427P. Now finally, you will have to equate this to 4 lakh, right? अब इस calculation से आपको P की value मिल जाएगी. Now how much is it going to be? Let's calculate and see. CP is approximately 16 lakhs 48,125 point something. अब ये जो आंसर है ना, ये अराउंड 16,47,000 से 16,48,000 के रेंज में रहेगा, बिकॉज डेसिमल के अकॉर्डिंग आपका आंसर चेंज होता रहेगा, राइट? कितने डेसिमल वैल्यू तक आप कंसिडर कर रहे हो. इफ यू आर कंसिडरिंग 2 डेसिमल वैल्यू, आपका थोड़ा सा वैल्यू चेंज हो जाएगा. सो इट मीन्स अगर इस वैल्यू के बीच में आपका वैल्यू है पी का, इट मीन्स इट इज करेक्ट, right? And this completes the question. So let's move on to the next one, question number 36. 3 schools ABC organize a मेला जिसमें मुझे cost given है 25, 50 and 10, and we need to tell what is the price matrix, what is the sales matrix, and accordingly final हमें बताना है कि what is the matrix funds collected by school B. And this is the next part. So coming to the price matrix, ये आपके ऊपर है कि रो मैट्रिक्स में भी लिख सकते हो, कॉलम में भी लिख सकते हो. सो इट इज सिंपली गोइंग टू बी 25, 50 एंड 10. एंड सेल्स मैट्रिक्स इज जस्ट द सेम टेबल जो आपको क्वेश्चन में गिवन था, उसको मैंने इससे एज्यूम कर लिया, राइट. अब जो मुझे बताना है कि वैल्यू जो है द स्कूल बी सोल्ड कितना वैल्यू होगा, सो यू विल हैव टू सिंपली मल्टीप्लाई द टू वंस. So I'm multiplying the row matrix with the column matrix, and 3000 should be the answer for this particular part. Now coming to the next one. School A and C का मुझे combine बताना है. So first of all, calculating school A का cumulative value, which is 4650. And now for school C, it is approximately 3125 because मुझे add करके बताना है. So how much is it going to be? Let's add and see. So it is going to be 7775. So ये आंसर रहेगा next part. So this completes the question and let's move on to question number 37. It says कि हमारे पास एक time series based data है and this is the table and we have to obtain the trend line to the given data and मुझे average change बताना है. So coming to the main table, you will have to consider क्योंकि number of years odd है तो मैं सबसे बीच की जो value है 2021 उसको consider करेंगे and then you will find the value of deviation basically 2018 minus 2021. ऐसे हमने पूरा एक table बना दिया. -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Now you are going to simply calculate the value of x, y, xy and x square such that मैं a and b की value find कर सकती हूँ. So for any line, the equation is given by a plus bx. अब a की value and b की value find करेंगे by simply calculating the sum of the two columns and then we will conclude the answer. So इसमें sum of x is always 0. Sum of y, if you are going to add the whole column, it is going to be 630. Sum of xy is going to be 56 and sum of x square is going to be 28. अब a की value क्या होती है? A is given by summation of y by n. So 630 divided by what is the value of n? n की value हो जाएगी 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it is going to be 90. अब b की वैल्यू हो जाएगी summation of xy divided by summation of x square. So dividing the two values, you should be getting the value of b as 2. So it means y is equal to 90 plus 2x. अब जब हम यहाँ पे हम average change की बात कर रहे हैं, it is nothing but the value of b is equal to 2. And find the sum of the differences between the actual sales and trend values. अब ये हम वैल्यू फाइंड करेंगे यहाँ पे. अगर आप देखोगे ना, सो व्हाट दे आर एक्सपेक्टिंग यू टू डू इज ट्रेंड लाइन जो आपको इक्वेशन मिला है उसमें आप x की वैल्यू सब्स्टिट्यूट करके वैल्यू कैलकुलेट कर रहे हो. इन एक्चुअल जो टेबल में गिवन था वो तो एक्चुअल है ही वैल्यू इस पर्टिकुलर टेबल में. डिफरेंस क्या है? ये -4, 4 एंड नाउ इफ यू आर गोइंग टू ऐड बोथ ऑफ देम 0 इज द आंसर. ठीक है. सो दिस कंप्लीट्स द नेक्स्ट पार्ट. एंड व्हाट आर द एक्सपेक्टेड सेल्स फॉर द ईयर 2025? आपको वैल्यू सब्स्टिट्यूट करनी है. वैल्यू ऑफ x is going to be 4 and 4 की वैल्यू आप इसी में इक्वेशन में सब्स्टिट्यूट कर दोगे and you will get the answer, right? So let's move on to the next part. Question number 38. Question number 38 is based on LPP. A man has 15,000 for purchasing rice and wheat. And इसमें मुझे given है कि wheat का cost कितना है and bag of wheat cost 1200 and that of rice is 1800. Capacity है 10 bag feet. So let's assume x plus y is less than equal to 10. And what other equations can we understand from the first two statements? First two statements में you can say 1800x plus 1200y is less than equal to 15,000. Now you can divide the whole equation with 600 to reduce this down into a simplest equation, which is going to be 3x plus 2y is less than equal to 25. अब और कोई इक्वेशन है क्या? कैन यू सी एनी अदर इक्वेशन? वी कैन सी दैट ही अर्न्स अ प्रॉफिट ऑफ 190. सो दिस कंफर्म्स दैट व्हाट इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन. इट इज टू मैक्सिमाइज क्योंकि प्रॉफिट फंक्शन है. सो इट इज गोइंग टू बी 100x plus 90y एंड दीज आर द इक्वेशंस जिनको मुझे प्लॉट करना है. एंड इफ यू विल सी दिस इज द ग्राफ दैट यू शुड बी गेटिंग. सो एज पर दिस आई एम ओनली बॉदर्ड अबाउट द कॉर्नर पॉइंट्स. सो कॉर्नर पॉइंट्स क्या क्या है? 0, 10 5,5 and 8.33 approximately, 0. आप जब सॉल्व कर रहे होगे कुछ फ्रैक्शन में आया होगा, कीप इट एज फ्रैक्शन, बट यहाँ पे मैं बस कैलकुलेशन कंप्लीट करने के लिए डेसिमल में ले रही हूँ. एंड नाउ यू आर गोइंग टू फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ what is the objective function, 100x plus 90y. So this is going to be 100x plus 90y. So this is going to be 900. Then you have 500 plus 450, which is 950. And I believe 950 is the highest value. अगर आप इसमें consider करोगे, it is going to be 833.3 something. So it means 950 is the highest at 5,5. So we have answered all the ऑप्शंस जो यहाँ पे गिवन है. ऑब्जेक्टिव फंक्शन बता दिया, कंस्ट्रेंट्स बता दिए, हाउ मेनी बैग्स शुड अ मैन बाय, इट इज गोइंग टू बी 5 and 5, and find the profit that a man can earn, it is going to be 950. So this completes all the questions. I believe we have given the rough idea. Exact accurately नहीं हो सकता, but it's like कि पेपर कैसा था, क्या वैल्यूज थे अप्रोक्सीमेटली, वो हमने डिस्कस किया है. So all the best everyone. I hope so you excel in your paper and आपको अच्छे results आए. So we are going to discuss the paper for core maths as well. It is going to be live tomorrow. So if you want to check out how have you done work, कल check कर सकते हैं. So that's it for today and thank you so much.